Hi, it's me again, and in this screencast I am going to talk to you about the concept of homemade dividend. Let us first of all quickly define what it means. It simply means creating personal dividend cash flows rather than taking what the company has to offer us. Now, for applying this concept of homemade dividend, let us take some data. We start with the number of shares that we own in a certain company at the moment. Let's say we own 1,000 shares in a given company, which is going to give us a dividend of $1.50 per share at the end of the first year. Then at the end of the second year, it's going to give us a dividend of $2 per share, and then finally in the third year it's going to give us a dividend of $30 per share, and this is going to be the liquidating dividend of the company. We have also been given an estimate of our required return, and that is 10% per annum. Now, there are two questions that we need to answer. First of all, what is the current price of the stock, that is P0, this one, and then if we wish to receive equal dividend cash flows through the 3-year period, how can that be accomplished? At the moment, if you look at these dividends that the company is paying, it's $1.50 per share here, $2 per share here, and $30 per share here. So it's not equal, but what we want is to create an equal dividend cash flow for ourselves, and when we want to do that, we are going to bring in the concept of homemade dividend. But let's keep that for later. At the moment, let's try to answer question number 1, which is to find out the current price of the stock P0. Now, we should remember from our stock valuation concepts that P0, or the current price of the stock, is simply the present value of expected future dividends. So we have been given an estimate of the expected future dividends: $1.50 at the end of the first year, $2 per share at the end of the second year, and $30 per share at the end of the third year. So if we discount this dividend stream, we are going to get an estimate of the current stock price. So let us do that here. Let us find out the present value of the dividend in the first year, 1.5, and if you multiply this thing by present value interest factor, and we have been given a discount rate, that is our required rate of return of 10%, and for the first year, so we are going to close the bracket and we are going to start another one in which we are going to write the second year's dividend, that is $2 per share, and then we are going to multiply this guy by present value interest factor of $1 at the rate of 10% for the second year, and then we are going to put a plus sign again, start a new bracket, and write the final dividend, $30 per share, times the present value interest factor at the rate of 10% for the third year. So it boils down to finding out our present value interest factors from the tables and just substituting the values here. 1.5 times, if we look at the tables, our value is 0.9091, then plus $2 dividend per share multiplied by the interest factor, which is going to be in this case 0.8264, then plus the dividend in the third year, that is the $30 multiplied by the interest factor, and this is going to be 0.7513, and so together it's going to give us 1.3636 plus 1.6528 plus 22.5394, and when we add this up, we get $25.5558. All right. So now we are on to our second question, which is if we wanted to have equal dividends in each of the 3 years, then what would we do? We are going to then have to find out, first of all, what this equal dividend amount would have to be. We don't know that. We know that dividend in the first year declared by the company is $1.50. In the second year it's $2 per share, and the third year is $30 per share. But if we have set ourselves an objective of receiving equal dividends throughout this 3-year period, then what is that equal dividend amount? We need to find out the dividend amount first. So that can be translated simply into the fact that we want to receive D dollars. Let us call them D dollars. We don't know that amount, so let's just call them D dollars for each of the 3 years. That is what I have highlighted here for you. D dollars in each of the 3 years. So if you assume that, then your stock valuation equation that we assumed here in step number 1, this one here, would change, because this D dollars is going to be equal for 3 years. That means it is going to be an annuity, and therefore your stock valuation equation for P0 is going to simply become D dollars of dividend times, because this D dollars is an annuity, you simply multiply it by present value interest factor of an annuity. And at what rate? Our required return 10%, and what period? 3 years. So then it just translates into finding out the present value interest factor of the annuity from the tables and substituting it here. And we also know the value of P0 already. We have computed it here, 25.5558. So in place of this question mark here, let us write, this is the question mark for P0. We write here 25.5558. Let's get rid of this question mark now, and then we substitute here the interest factor of the annuity, which is 2.4869, and then let us complete the picture quickly. 25.5558 is equal to D times the annuity factor, 2.4869, and therefore D is going to be 25.5558 divided by 2.4869, and that is equal to $10.2761 per share. So this is the per share amount that we want to have in each of the 3 years. Now let us conduct an year-wise analysis to see how homemade dividends can be applied to ensure that we receive an equal amount of total cash flow in each of the 3 years.